Allma has brought everything related to real-time incident collaboration directly into Slack for a team. The primary way of interacting with Allma is through slash commands and buttons. Here, we're seeing a list of full commands, and there are two commands that we can take from anywhere in our Slack workspace, and that's the ability to declare a new incident and the ability to list out incident history over time, which shows all active and inactive prior incidents, and then a set of commands that can be taken from explicitly within an active incident channel. Let's go ahead and list out our incident history, and you'll see that Allma spins up an incident-specific channel for every event to keep a workspace clean and to provide a dedicated space for problem solving for teams. Allma also integrates with alerting tools like PagerDuty. We've just seen a high 500 error rate PagerDuty alarm. So let's say we're responding to that alert and declare an incident from anywhere in the workspace. It brings up a modal where we can talk about what's going on. If there's any customer impact, we can put it right here. And we've brought in all of our active PagerDuty alerts straight into Slack so we can see an alert, link it, and bind it to this incident. And the other thing we've got here is the ability to show severity levels of a service and write in the modal to mitigate context switching for teams and guide them through best practices. Allma has embedded severity levels directly into the tool. They're fully optional and fully configurable, so a team can configure severity levels with their own definitions based on your organization. I'll go ahead and declare this incident, and a few things will happen. First, Allma will spin up that incident-specific channel. But before we jump in, I want to show you that we're acknowledging and silencing the PagerDuty alert for your team so that it doesn't distract you during an incident. And then the final thing worth noting is that Allma has built out a communication system into the Slack app that enables a team to define pieces of data and events they'd like pushed out across their workspace to various channels during an incident. So the team can say, for example, that every time an incident's declared, I want my engineering and customer success channels and maybe my product channels to be automatically notified of this incident. We enable granular conditions that you can specify that maybe you just want the highest priority incidents to be sent to your executive channel and all incidents to go to other channels. So here we're seeing an incident update having been pushed into the engineering channel, and we always include a link to the channel with the impact of the incident so a team can easily jump in. We're now in the incident channel, and we can see that Allma has maintained the data trail within the channel topic. And so this is consistently updated and serves as a single source of truth for teams. Also, every time an individual joins the Allma incident channel, they'll receive a status update, a summary of what's happened so far, and they won't have to scroll back through the many messages and threads already happening. It's only visible to them, so it won't clog up the rest of the channel with noise, and you can call that command at any time with Allma status. Another thing worth pointing out here is the concept of role management. Allma has built best practices straight into the tool inclusive of role management. Again, it's fully optional and fully configurable, so teams can configure corresponding roles and definitions to their unique processes. I'll go ahead and select the role of Incident Commander. Allma will follow with two pieces of configurable and optional content, a prerequisite, as well as an embedded role checklist to serve as a friendly reminder for folks on their corresponding responsibilities for each role. You can link out to runbooks and playbooks here as well as any external documentation that you have. You can interact throughout Allma with buttons, and you're able to change and assign roles throughout an incident, especially key for knowledge handoffs. Allma has also built the concept of a timeline directly into the Slack app so that at any time, we can add a note to the timeline and say that we've been investigating recent deploys and we found one. We've hooked this up to our communication system such that any channel pre-configured to receive updates around the timeline will get those notifications. You can always in the moment decide just to add it to the timeline and not broadcast it out. In this case, I'm going to broadcast it to everyone because we have a path forward and an ETA. This note will be dropped into the incident channel. It will appear in the timeline right here with the timestamp, and it will be pushed out across my workspace to the channels that I wanted it to go to. We can also edit this incident at any moment. Maybe if we figure out the customer impact changes, we can change the state of this. And as soon as we save the incident channel, the topic is now updated with the correct status, and it's also pushed out as an update again, to any channels that have been pre-prescribed to receive those notifications. You can easily add messages straight to the timeline with a click of a button as well. In this case, I'm not going to broadcast it out. You may have more alerts come in that are related to an incident. We're seeing an Allma alert come in straight into this incident channel, and that's because Allma has intercepted the alert and dropped it right into the channel for us so that we can easily get context onto what's happening in our PagerDuty and bind any related alerts. Here we have a latency alarm. It's the same API as the error rate, so I'll go ahead and bind it, and we'll have that same behavior of acknowledging and silencing that alert for the team so it's not distracting. You can also page people into an incident at any moment and easily get the right person in. You can page a service, you can page a user. It's actually overriding the human's PagerDuty escalation policy as long as that person has a Slack account and a PagerDuty account. And every time we page them, we will include a link to the incident channel with context so they can easily jump in on their phone. When an incident is over, you can run Allma Resolve. We can add in any resolution notes, letting people know the rollback was successful. And when we push it out, we'll see the channel topic updates with the resolution. Allma auto resolves the active PagerDuty alerts and pushes out updates across your organization workspace channels based on your specific configuration. Allma will automatically archive this incident channel on your behalf 7 days after inactivity to keep your workspace clean. Let's check out our web app. The Allma web application stores full incident history for teams, so they have one place with all of their incidents. We have easy criteria for filtering here and working and navigating through these incidents. So this is the incident we've been working on together, and we can see that we include an overview of the incident with key times between states. And then we've also generated a full timeline for teams based on the events that we've learned via Slack and PagerDuty. We've put the full chat transcripts next to the timeline so that a team can easily see them side by side and make edits to curate the timeline for post-incident review. You can easily add messages throughout the timeline, and it will swap them right into their corresponding position, as well as make edits and add events to the timeline. Finally, Allma provides a list of all of the collaborators throughout an incident with their corresponding role, so you can easily get a sense of who's been involved in incidents and the role that they've taken, how much time they've spent working on these incidents, and make necessary team design decisions accordingly. Allma does have an API, so you can feel free to send these metrics to your data warehouse or internal analytics solutions.